I told her call and they laughed. Now, we're ready to discuss some things that we can do, physical fitness wise. Sister Ellington, I pick on you, boy.
Well, you had discussed about planting, you know, planting trees.
So we read about that.
But for older people, right, it's kind of hard. So, you know, like I said, they don't want to.
Well, unfortunately, us older folks,
Well, you know,
have some maladies, you know, that prevent us from just doing all-out exercise. But we do need, and I put myself in that category because all you have to do is look at me and tell I love to eat, and I have let myself, you know, because I was a scuba instructor. I walked the beaches. I was in the water every day and walking around with 75, 80 pounds on my back. I weighed 132 pounds when I moved to Lexington 12 years ago. I'm not going to tell you how much I weighed.
But one thing we thought about,
you know, it all goes back to the fact that lack of exercise.
yeah.
And my parents were sick, and I thought I could eat for my mother.
Well, what we
She
thought
was sick
about,
and she couldn't eat.
what we talked about earlier, is to try to pick a time during the week when an older person had their highest energy level. You know, the weekends, Sunday, gonna occupy time with church and maybe shopping and stuff. So we had thought about sometime in midweek, usually after Sunday, take you 2 days to recuperate. So midweek, you might have another energy spurt.
Right.
And that would be a good time to try to pick, or we can try to get the senior citizens together to you know, get out and get active doing something. That was just an idea, you know, we tossed around. But just like you said, Ms. Ellington, you know, a lot of times I don't feel like doing nothing. But then I get a lot of energy about Wednesday. Yeah, you better catch me then, you know. But
It grinds down, I run down.
what about how you walking? You know, most of them, they can do that. It might not be as quick as, you know, they used to be, but you know, you don't have to walk fast in order to get in shape.
see, we talked about that. Okay, now if you plant the trees, and I got this concept from Oak Park, Illinois, Parks and Recreation. They got these senior citizens together, and one of the things that they wanted to do was help beautify the city. So they designated areas in the parks in the city of Oak Park, and had the older people to go out and plant shrubbery, hedge, bushes, trees. But part of your assignment was that you had to monitor and nurture that plant, whatever it is. So that means every week or two, you going out there checking on how your tree is growing. And after the park started looking so beautiful and pretty, then the senior citizens got together and decided they need a walking trail because they had created this beautiful atmosphere, and they're peaceful, they enjoyed being there, enjoyed what they were doing. So they built all these walking trails throughout the whole city, and they would utilize the walking trails because they were going out and admiring what they had done.
As you're saying that, Coach, now, within the last meeting, the overall meeting, that was one of the things when we first started talking about the obesity part.
Right.
Walking trails came up because, as you know, that's one of the things that's listed in the city where they're trying to get the beautification of walking trails. And all this being added in there, these walking trails and all will be a part of the exercise. As we said, all we are here to do is we come up with ideas, and when we have another meeting, I'll take these ideas at the physical fitness for outside the school. We'll have these, and then when we put everything together, then we will sit down and say, now, these are the things that we want to work on and not work on all at once. We may say, take first priority, let's get us a exercise or plant a tree. Work on that one. Then we may think about one of maybe take one type of exercise aside. We just call it a calisthenics, put in there. But all this, only thing we want to do is get these ideas, and we get these different ideas together. We would have done our part. We come up with the things to do, and then we will put them in action. But you know, I would want to go back to the overall meeting and say, we're going to exercise. Exercise what? We're going to do, say, well, we're going to plant trees, we're going to do this and that. Man, where to go? That's the whole. So now we're discussing the tree plan. Do we have any other ideas? We're trying to do all the different ideas of things that we want.
Well, perfectly, if you're talking about planting, I've got the perfect planting opportunity for you because of the planters on the square. Now, I have gotten some of them redone.
I noticed.
Thank you. I did not replant the one at K&B corner. I did not replant the one in front of Coleman's because they already had pretty things growing. But I've got to go to the one in front of K&B because the bachelor buttons are really dying back, and instead of it got cold and put some pansies in there. But I've still got several more to do, and they have to be kept up. Marlene Seals and my husband and I planted in 2 days last week. Well, really a day, but it took 2 days to do it. But we did the ones that we did. But they have to be watered and they have to be nurtured, you know, just like people, they have to be nurtured. So, and it helps to improve the looks of our city. And what better place to walk than around the square? To me, you know, be aware of what we have, you know, in our community.
And you know, another, go ahead, Melissa.
And that's what I was thinking when you were talking about standing on the square. You can always, you can go from, to get that exercise, you can walk around to every plant. That'll give you, I don't know how many miles, I'm sure it's not a mile, but that'll give you that exercise. That'll give you that exercise around the square at that particular time. You just walk from every plant and look at, you know, and look at how the plant is going. And you mean, you might want to assign, you might have to do it twice a week. You may want to assign this group this week and this group next week. You know, just assign people that particular, you know, week to check the planners, and then the other, you know, we always have to find some more activity for the ones that's not working on that week. That'll give, you know, and that'll take care of the plants as well.
Right. But you've also got planters at the fire department. You've got planters at the library.
And see, that's all that stuff we need. You know, we just find out where all the plants. And walk there. Don't get in your car and drive.
Don't try.
Park your car on the square.
And walk to the
We
plant.
can extend that exercise to our community, the street we live on. There are some senior citizens live on every street. And they don't have to go out there and say, we got an exercise program going. But our exercise program is, we're going to just walk through the yards and plant little things in different yards in the street. That's getting the senior citizens.
This time of the year.
Right.
You can always clean them up.
You know all these senior citizens that's in our community that's sitting on the porch. They're sitting there, and if you go by and say, we got an exercise program. What is it, baby? Oh, we're going to plant a little flower out here. We want you to walk out in the yard and look at, I don't like to exercise. You sure don't have to exercise. Just walk it out in your own yard. That's a form of exercise. And you're getting all these things come under exercise. It's not like we go in the classroom and say, okay, line up doing exercise. When we say exercise, we don't mean line up doing jumping jacks and all that. We mean any form of exercise outside of the school.
But this is like working your own yard.
Yeah.
It works.
It's
And then you bend it over. Yeah, that's a good exercise.
I'll tell you-
Just exercise on your, I mean, just, you know, keep them walking on the hospital. So I said, go on my yard.
different form of exercise. And the best person I know for exercise is Lexington. There's Mr. What the man name over about me, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor can work in the yard all day long. I know that man over me. That's exercise. Get Mr. Taylor involved with us with this.
Yeah, Alan.
Alan Taylor, these are people that, you know, was exercise. You don't call it, he called it yard cleaning. That's a form of exercise. And we list these different things. Exercise, yard work, these different things.
I can tell you a project
Come on.
that from personal experience, Now, we just redid the multipurpose complex. That's a huge ground out there. I mean, just going out there walking around, it don't look like when you, from the outward appearance, but you drive your car down there and park and start walking around out there. You can walk 2 or 3 miles right there at that little,
Multiplex.
the old National Guard army. And it's in need of all kind of landscaping and beautification because they just essentially went in there and redid the building, but the ground area, nothing been done to it.
Good exercise is all it is. Exercise.
Good exercise.
But to me, if you're gonna do something like that, first of all, you need to get the city involved, but I think we need to have some kind of plan to lay it all out.
Right.
So that we know what we want to have.
And what it's gonna look like, yeah.
You know, preparation is when you're planning stuff, preparation is the
Right.
foremost.
All right, on that part, the city, as one of them, we said we're going to partnership. The city election is a part of the partnership. And over this, I said, I wish I had a list, but the secretary has a list of all of the partnerships.
Right.
As I said, the secretary is not here, and I called over there and asked the lady, did she have the minutes? And I was going to get the minutes, but that's a list. We sit down, we got a list of all the partnerships. As I said, I just picked out in the partnership the people I was going to call. Physical fitness wise, we read right there.
Have some maladies, you know, that prevent us from, because I was a scuba instructor. I walked the beaches.
Thought about it.
You know, and it all goes back to the fact that.
Good time during the week. So we had thought about sometime in midweek, usually after Sunday, take you 2 days. You might have another energy spurt.
Right.
And some results, you know, a lot of times I don't feel like doing nothing. But then
You can do that, it might not be as quick as, you know, they used to be. But
they got these senior citizens together. And one of the trees, but part of your assignment was that you have to, that means every week or two, you going out there checking on how atmosphere, and they're peaceful, they enjoy being there.
As you're saying that, Coach, now, within, as one last is listed, in the city where we a part of the exercise, as we said, then when we put everything together, then we will sit down and say, now, don't have other things, and we may think about one or maybe different ideas together. We would have done our part. We used to hold. So now we're discussing.
I did not replant them, but I've still got several more to do, and they have to be kept up, watered, and they have to be nurtured, you know, just like people, they have to be nurtured in our community.
And you know, another, go ahead, Melissa.
And that's what I was thinking when you were talking. I don't know how many miles, I'm sure it's not a mile, but there's a sign, you might have somebody to do it twice a week, you may want to sign this group, and that'll take care of the plants as well.
Right. But you've also.
Don't try.
Park your car on the way.
The street we live on, there's some senior citizens that man those things in different yards in the street. That's what we got exercise program. What is it, baby? And look at, I don't like exercise. You sure want to exercise. Because I end up doing jumping jacks and all that. We need.
like breaking your own yard.
Yeah. It's different form of exercise. And the other man ain't gonna go about him, Mr. Taylor can wait, he called over there clean. That's a form of exercise. And we,
I can tell you a project
come on.
that from personal experience, from the outward appearance, but you drive your car down there and it's in need of all kind of landscaping and beautiful, but the ground area, nothing been done to it.
Good exercise.
What it's gonna look like, yeah.
You know, preparation is when you're planning.
Partnership. And over this, I said, I wish I had a list, but the secretary has the minutes, but that's a list. We sit down, we got a list of all the partners.